happiness. God's will for me is perfect happiness. I can suffer, but from the belief that there is another will apart from His. God's will for me is perfect happiness. I share God's will for happiness for me. I share my Father's will for me, His Son. What He has given me is all I want. What He has given me is all there is. I share God's will for happiness for me. God's will for me is perfect happiness. And I share God's will for happiness for me. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today in studying A Course in Miracles. We're reading Lesson 116 for today, which is review of Lesson 101 and 102. That's God's will for me is perfect happiness. And I share God's will for happiness for me, which is Lesson 101 and 102, like I said. For morning and evening review, God's will for me is perfect happiness. God's will is perfect happiness for me, and I can suffer, but from the belief there is another will apart from His. Wow. We make up an illusion of what's going on, and it seems real, and it is real as far as the body is concerned, perhaps. But that doesn't make it real in reality, in eternity, in even in the present moment. And Lesson 102, I share God's will for happiness for me. I share my Father's will for me, His Son. What He has given me is all I want. What He has given me is all there is. On the hour today, tell yourself, God's will for me is perfect happiness. And a half hour later, at the bottom of the hour, tell yourself, I share God's will for happiness for me. Okay, let's go back and take a look at our text reading. Whoa, wind's going to blow everything over here. Let's see if we can rearrange just a little bit. Hopefully that won't blow it over again. Let me put something here to kind of maybe block some of the wind a little bit. Okay. Okay, our text reading. We are ready for chapter 13. We're in the guiltless world. Roman numeral 5, the two emotions. And as you're turning there, if you're reading through the original edition with me, read chapter 13, Roman numeral 4 today. If you're reading through the New Testament with me, read Acts chapter 27. If you're going through Iyengar Hatha Yoga with me, do page 136 and 137 again, the advanced notes on the posture, the camel pose. And then out of A Course of Love, we're in Book 2, Chapter 4, The Call to Who You Are. Start at paragraph 9 and read the rest of the chapter. Okay? The two emotions. I have said you have but two emotions, love and fear. One is changeless but continually exchanged, being offered by the eternal to the eternal. In this exchange, it is extended, for it increases as it is given. The other has many forms, for the content of individual illusions differ greatly, yet they have one thing in common. They are all insane. To think there's another will apart from God's is insane. It might pass for sanity in this world, but this world is not sane. They are made of sights that are not seen and sounds that are not heard. They make up a private world that cannot be shared, for they are meaningful only to their Maker, and so they have no meaning at all. In this world, their Maker moves alone, for only He perceives them. Paragraph 2. Each one peoples his world with figures from his individual past, and it is because of this that private worlds do differ. Yet the figures that he sees were never real, for they are made up only of his reactions to his brothers, and do not include their reactions to him. Therefore he does not see he made them, and that they are not whole. For these figures have no witnesses, being perceived in one separate mind only. That's a common theme in our life reviews. Many people have come back and said that after their near-death experiences that they got to reevaluate everything, not just on how they felt when they went through things, but on how those that were affected by their choices felt about what they did. And that's what he's saying here. Paragraph 3. It is through these strange and shadowy figures that the insane relate to their insane world, for they see only those who remind them of these images, and it is to them that they relate. Thus do they communicate with those who are not there, and it is they who answer them. And no one hears their answer save him who called upon them, and he alone believes they answer him. Projection makes perception, and you cannot see beyond it. Again and again have you attacked your brother, because you saw in him a shadow figure in your private world. And thus it is, you must attack yourself first, for what you attack is not in others. Its own reality is in your own mind. And by attacking others, you're literally attacking what is not there. Boy, that'd be a definition of insanity. 4. The delusional can be very destructive, for they do not recognize they have condemned themselves. They do not wish to die, yet they will not let condemnation go. And so they separate into their private worlds, where everything is disordered, and where what is within appears to be without. Yet what is within they do not see, for the reality of their brothers they cannot recognize. In order to recognize your brother as yourself, you'd have to see them as yourself inside. And if you're not skilled or even practicing looking within to find out what you've been feeling and thinking, then you can't know the outer world either, because everything but just mirrors what you're siding with on the inside. Whether you're siding with the Holy Spirit or with your separate ego self that's an illusion to begin with and can only see illusions. You have but two emotions, yet in your private world, you have but two emotions, yet in your private world, you react to each of them as though it were the other. For love cannot abide in a world apart, where when it comes, it is not recognized. If you see your own hatred as your brother, you are not seeing him. Everyone draws nigh unto what he loves, and recoils from what he fears. And you react with fear to love, and draw away from it. Yet fear attracts you, and believing it is love, you call it to yourself. Your private world is filled with figures of fear you have invited into it. And all the love your brothers offer you, you do not see. We want to try to reverse this mad way of looking inside and siding with love instead of fear, so that we can look out on the outer world and side with love and not with fear there also. Or you might even reduce it down, instead of love or fear, to what's true and what's not. It's the same thing. Paragraph 6. As you look with open eyes upon your world, it must occur to you that you have withdrawn into insanity. You see what is not there, and you hear what makes no sounds. Your manifestations of emotions are the opposite of what the emotions are. You communicate with no one, and you are as isolated from reality as if you were alone in all the universe. In your madness, you overlook reality completely, and you see only your own split mind everywhere you look. God calls you, and you do not hear, for you are preoccupied with your own voice. And the vision of Christ is not in your sight, for you look upon yourself alone. We're not looking inside and seeing our oneness with all our brothers and sisters, practicing forgiveness so that we can be skilled enough at seeing the outer world in its reality too. That's why we want to take these quiet times. Remember, right now we're supposed to take at least 5 minutes in the morning and at least 5 minutes in the evening, in the hour before you go to bed. And then also you want to remember throughout the day, and you can take as much time as you want in the remembering, but at least take a moment where you say, God's will for me is perfect happiness at the top of the hour, and at the bottom of the hour say, I share God's will for happiness for me. And if you can, close your eyes and reflect on that for a moment. Okay. The vision of Christ is not in your sight, for you look upon yourself alone. 7. Little child, he calls us little children. Little child, would you offer this to your Father? For if you offer it to yourself, you are offering it to him. And he will not return it, for it is unworthy of you, because it is unworthy of him. Yet he would release you from it and set you free. His sane answer tells you what you have offered yourself is not true, but his offering to you has never changed. You who know not what you do can learn what insanity is and look beyond it. It is given you to learn how to deny insanity and come forth from your private world in peace. You will see all that you denied in your brothers because you denied it in yourself. For you will love them, and by drawing nigh unto them, you will draw them to yourself, perceiving them as witnesses to the reality you share with God. I am with them as I am with you, and we will draw them from their private worlds, for as we are united, so would we unite with them. The Father welcomes all of us in gladness, and gladness is what we should offer to God. For every son of God is given you to whom God gave himself. catch that? For every son of God is given you to whom God gave himself. And it is God whom you must offer them to recognize his gift to you. So be quick to offer gladness instead of guilt to all your brothers, because in so doing you're offering it unto God, which comes back on you. We're one. Paragraph 8. Vision depends on light. You cannot see in darkness. Yet in darkness, in the private world of sleep, you see in dreams, although your eyes are closed. And it is here that what you see you made. But let the darkness go, and all you made you will no longer see. For sight of it depends upon denying vision. Yet from denying vision, it does not follow you cannot see. But this is what denial does. For by it you accept insanity, believing you can make a private world and rule your own perception. Yet for this, light must be excluded. Dreams disappear when light has come, and you can see. 9. Do not seek vision through your eyes, for you made your way of seeing that you might see in darkness, and in this you are deceived. Beyond this darkness, and yet still within you, is the vision of Christ, who looks on all in light. Your, in quotes, vision comes from fear, as his from love. So if you're going to have the vision of fear, which isn't really vision, that's why I put it in quotes, where you're going to see guilt and it's going to seem real to you. You're going to seem vulnerable and it's going to seem real to you. But you won't see the Christ and your invulnerable gladness that you share with all your brothers and with God. Do not seek vision through your eyes, for you made your way of seeing that you might see in darkness, and in this you are deceived. Beyond this darkness, and yet still within you, is the vision of Christ, who looks on all in light. Your vision comes from fear, and his from love. And he sees for you as you witness to the real world. He is the Holy Spirit's manifestation, looking always on the real world and calling forth its witnesses and drawing them to you. He loves what he sees within you, and he would extend it, and he will not return unto the Father until he has extended your perception even unto God. And their perception is no more, for he has returned you to the Father with him. So such is the work of the Holy Spirit. Paragraph 10. You have but two emotions, and one you made, and one was given you. Each is a way of seeing, and different worlds arise from their different sights. See through the vision that is given you, for through Christ's vision he beholds himself, and seeing what he is, he knows his Father. Beyond your darkest dreams, he sees God's guiltless Son within you, shining in perfect radiance that is undimmed by your dreams. And this you will see as you look with him, for his vision is his gift of you to you, given him of the Father for you. Let's read that last couple sentences again. Beyond your darkest dreams, he sees God's guiltless Son within you, shining in perfect radiance that is undimmed by your dreams. And this you will see as you look with him, for his vision is his gift of love to you, given him of the Father for you. And the last paragraph, 11. The Holy Spirit is the light in which Christ stands revealed, and all who would behold him can see him, for they have asked for light. Nor will they see him alone, for he is no more alone than they are. Because they saw the Son, they have risen in him to the Father. And all this will they understand, because they looked within and saw beyond the darkness the Christ in them, and recognized him. In the sanity of his vision, they looked upon themselves with love, seeing themselves as the Holy Spirit sees them, as loving. And with this vision of the truth in them came all the beauty of the world to shine upon them. Wow, all the beauty of the world will come to you when you start letting go of guilt and seeing your brother as one with you in holiness, in love, in beauty, without guilt, without fear. Okay, let's go see what's going on around the world today. And another reminder of our lesson for today: God's will for me is perfect happiness. Say that at the top of the hour. And if you have time, include, and I can suffer but from the belief that there is another will apart from God's. There's only one will in the universe, God's. And then at the bottom of the hour, tell yourself, I share God's will for happiness for me. And if you have time, include, I share my Father's will for me, his Son. What he has given me is all I want. What he has given me is all there is. He's created you as one with everything. Okay. Let's see. Ridvan continues for the Baha'i. Rama Navami, the birth of Lord Rama, is going on for the Hindus today. It's also Chernobyl Disaster Remembrance Day, happened in 1986 on this day. And they're finding now that funguses are healing there's actually some funguses that thrive on radioactive decay. So we can thank Paul Stamets for his research into that. What we thought was going to take centuries to decompose and be safe is happening much faster because of funguses. World Intellectual Property Day. I know that that's something that exists in this world. I wanted to talk about it for a minute because we want to get to the place where we realize there are no secrets. The only way intellectual property can mean anything is if your mind is not connected with another mind where they can know what you know. And we're learning that there is a place where we can remote view, where we can be in alignment and tuned with the one mind that is the universe. Everything else is an illusion that you don't need to know anyway. You don't want to know it, do we? Mother, Father, Deaf Day, Alien Day, and I'm really kind of excited to recognizing that our space brothers have been here for a long time helping us, and that they're here today to help us. Ask God to help you, and you may be getting a space brother answering the call. It's Audubon Day, named for tree planting day. The naturalist James John Audubon was born on this day in 1785. Confederate Heroes Day, Hug a Friend Day. I give you an air hug. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate you guys being here. Lesbian Visibility Day, Dissertation Day. Ready to get your doctorate? Do your dissertation. Help a Horse Day. I've got 3 horses. They don't really need much help, but I enjoy having horses around. When I thought Help a Horse Day, I thought about doing it, but they tend to walk around. I was going to have them come over here and visit with us on our recording. Kids and Pets Day, Pet Parents Day, Pretzel Day, Static Cling Day. And that's one thing I do not like is the smell, and I don't think it's all that good for you, of those things they put in dryers to get rid of static cling. I'd rather have the static clean. But cotton doesn't tend to do that much anyway, so I don't have much problem. I usually use natural fibers. Pinhole Photography Day. Remember Your First Kiss Day. Might be a good one to meditate on and find out if you're in good space with everything that's happened to you in the past, beginning with the first kiss. Richter Scale Day. You don't want any ghosts to come and haunt you. Richter Scale Day, I said that. And then out of the herb book, I wanted to talk they mentioned right there above, we've been talking about aloe vera, and there were several other aloe veras. They listed different species of aloes, and they all had about the same qualities, I noticed. So anyway, if you want to look into it further, look in the herb book, you may find, but they were ones that were not native. Of course, I'm not sure if aloe vera, was it South American or is it African where it originally came from? I'm not exactly sure. It was so common that the aloe vera is a common one for most of us. But above that, there was the almonds, also known as Greek nuts and Jordan almonds. It's number 6 in the herb book. It says it's a demulcent, an emollient, and pectoral, which are the same. Pectoral works on your chest for coughs and stuff. It says the oil from bitter varieties has a sedative properties and is good for coughs. Also, it says that almond butter is a lot of people that aren't able to handle peanut butter can handle almond butter, and it's also high in protein. And also almonds have an emollient property to them and makes for good skin lotion. And then out of edible landscaping, we've got one more, another raspberry, Ohio Treasure Black Raspberry. Ohio Treasure is the first black raspberry that sets crops in the spring and in the fall. You can enjoy these sweet berries twice a year from the same plant. Ohio Treasure berries have a pleasant flavor with a good balance of sweetness and freshness. The fruits are considered medium in size and average 2.1 grams per berry and are comparable to Jewel with 2.5 grams per berry. The fruit quality is very good for farms and gardens, zones 3 through 8, and it's a Rubus occidentalis, and it is under plant patent until 2037. So be aware if you grow it. Okay, let's see. We've got just a little time to sing our song and close. Thank you again for joining me. Our word is for peace is from the Maori people of the roughly 600 New Zealand islands, and the Maori word for peace is Wakaaio. Wakaaio be with you. Peace be with you. Wakaaio. God's will for me is perfect happiness. God's will for me is perfect happiness. And I can suffer, but from the belief that there is another will apart from His. God's will for me is perfect happiness, and I share God's will for happiness for me. I share my Father's will for me, His Son. What He has given me is all I want. What He has given me is all there is. Wakaaio from the Maori people of New Zealand. Wakaaio. God's will for me is perfect happiness. I share God's will for happiness for me. Wakaaio.